The journey from Simowono to Losari. In the heart of central Java, nestled between lush green hills, lay the quaint village of Simowono. Its close-knit community and tranquil atmosphere made it a perfect escape from the bustling cities. However, for Artie, a young man with a thirst for adventure, Simowono was just the starting point of a much bigger journey. One sunny morning, Artie decided to embark on a trip to the neighboring village of Losari. He had heard tales of its beautiful landscapes and rich culture, and his curiosity was piqued. With a small backpack filled with essentials, he set off, leaving his village behind. The road from Simowono was winding and steep. As Artie began his journey, he couldn't help but marvel at the stunning scenery surrounding him. The sun shone brightly in the sky, casting golden rays over the rice paddies that swayed gently in the breeze. He felt invigorated, but little did he know that this journey would not be as easy as he had anticipated. As Artie continued on his path, the terrain became increasingly challenging. The dirt road turned from smooth to rocky, and he found himself navigating through steep inclines and sharp turns. The lush vegetation that lined the road began to close in around him, making him feel as if he were traveling through a tunnel of green. At times, the path was so narrow that he had to carefully maneuver around overhanging branches. After a while, Artie noticed a slight tightness in his chest. It was not just from the physical exertion but also the bewildering feeling of being lost amidst the wilderness. Despite feeling disoriented, he pressed on, determined to reach Losari. He thought of the stories he had heard about the village, the warm hospitality of its residents, the vibrant market filled with traditional crafts, and the breathtaking views of the nearby mountains. But the further he went, the more disoriented he became. Each turn looked familiar yet foreign. He stared at his surroundings, trying to recall the path he had taken, but everything began to blend into a kaleidoscope of greens and browns. He paused to catch his breath, feeling a mix of exhaustion and frustration. Maybe I should have brought a map, he thought sheepishly. Just as doubt began to creep in, he noticed a small hut nearby. An elderly woman sat outside, weaving baskets with deft hands. Mustering his courage, Artie approached her. "Excuse me, could you help me? I'm trying to get to Losari," he asked, his voice trembling slightly. The woman looked up with kind eyes and smiled. "Ah, Losari. You're not too far away, but you've taken a challenging route. Follow the path behind my hut, and you'll find the way," she said, pointing towards a narrow trail obscured by tall grass. Grateful for her help, Artie thanked her and set off again. The path was less steep but twisted through dense forest, filled with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves. As he walked, his mind began to clear, and a sense of peace enveloped him. The beauty of the natural world offered solace, and his earlier doubts began to fade. Eventually, after a long trek, Artie emerged from the forest and found himself at the edge of Losari. As he looked down into the village nestled in the valley below, his heart raced with excitement. The vibrant colors of the houses, the smiling faces of the villagers, and the scent of delicious food wafting through the air filled him with joy. He descended into Losari, greeted by curious villagers who welcomed him with open arms. They invited him to join them for a meal, where he savored traditional dishes he had never tasted before. As night fell, he shared stories of his journey, laughter echoing through the air as they listened intently. In that moment, Artie realized that the journey had been just as important as the destination. The challenges he faced not only tested his perseverance, but also led him to discover the kindness of strangers and the beauty of unexpected connections. From that day forward, Artie carried the spirit of adventure in his heart, knowing that every journey, no matter how tumultuous, could lead to unforgettable experiences and cherished memories. And every time he thought back to the winding roads from Simowono to Losari, he felt a renewed sense of wonder for the world around him. Once upon a time, in the heart of central Java, a traveler named Arif set out on a journey from the quaint village of Simowono to the serene village of Losari. As he began his trek, the lush green landscapes enveloped him, and the sun shone brightly overhead, casting a warm glow on his path. As Arif walked, He couldn't help but admire the beautiful houses lining the road. Each home had its own unique charm, painted in vibrant colors that reflected the local culture. Some houses stood tall with traditional Javanese architecture, their wooden beams intricately carved with floral motifs. Others were modern, adorned with gardens that showcased a variety of flowers, from bright marigolds to delicate jasmine. As he continued his journey, Arif noticed the hustle and bustle of village life. Children played joyfully in the yards, their laughter echoing in the air. Women were seen tending to their gardens, their hands deep in the soil, nurturing the plants that provided food for their families. Men gathered in groups, engaged in lively conversations over cups of coffee, sharing stories and laughing heartily together. The road wound its way through the village, revealing hidden gems at every turn. A small warung caught his attention. It was a cozy little eatery, with bamboo walls and a thatched roof. The fragrant aroma of fried tempeh wafted through the air, tempting Arif to stop for a moment. He decided to indulge and ordered a plate, enjoying the delicious food while chatting with the friendly owner, who shared tales of the village's history. After his refreshing break, Arif continued his journey, the landscape gradually changing as he approached Losari. The air was filled with the sweet scent of rice paddies, golden grains swaying gently in the breeze. Farmers could be seen working diligently in the fields, their backs glistening with sweat under the sun. Arif felt a deep appreciation for their hard work, knowing that it was the lifeblood of the community. As he neared Losari, the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. The village appeared more enchanting in the twilight, its houses illuminated with warm lights that twinkled like stars in the night sky. Arif felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew he was entering a place filled with warmth and hospitality. Upon arriving in Losari, the villagers welcomed him with open arms, eager to share their stories and traditions. Arif felt as if he had stepped into a different world, one where the rhythm of life was gentle and the bonds of community were strong. He spent the evening mingling with the locals, sharing laughter and learning about their way of life. That journey from Simowono to Losari was not merely a passage across land. It was a beautiful exploration of culture, community, and the simple joys of life. As Arif settled down for the night, he couldn't help but reflect on the beauty he had witnessed along the way, homes that spoke of love and care, laughter of children that echoed through the air, and the spirit of camaraderie that tied the villagers together. And so, with a heart full of gratitude, Arif drifted into sleep, dreaming of the adventures that awaited him in the days to come in the charming village of Losari. The journey from Simowono to Losari, in the heart of central Java, nestled